Hey there, book nerds of the internet, welcome to Confab with Abs. I'm Abby, and today we're reviewing Ancillary Justice by Leckie. I decided to read this one as a buddy read with Books with Wings, so definitely check out her channel. We had a really good time with this one, so let's chat about it. In this book, you're in this completely other universe than our own, and there's the Kingdom of Ratched. And so the leader, Anander Miani, has been pushing out and out into the universe, making her kingdom bigger and bigger. She wants everyone to be citizens, and if you're not a citizen, then you can be killed, but if you're a citizen, then you have more rights. And so they go from planet to planet, annexing them and forcing them to join their culture and their religion and all of those things. And in this book you follow Breck. Breck is kind of part of a ship, or used to be. So basically in this universe, the ships are artificial intelligence, living, I don't know, I want to learn more about them in the future books. I really want to learn more about them. But the ships are AI, and they have ancillaries, which are basically like they take people and they make it so they don't have their own unique consciousness anymore, and they're just like fingers of the ship's consciousness, and so they can have hundreds of human bodies that they use to like get input and be soldiers, deal with the situations that their commanders need them to deal with. Anyway, so Breck is one of these ancillaries who's cut off from the ship's AI, and you don't know why. She's on this world and you're not sure why she's there, what her purpose is, because she has a purpose. You can tell she's going after something, but you're not sure what it is or what her motivations are. It's also really interesting because the chapters switch back and forth from the past to the present. So you see the past when Breck specifically was part of this battalion of like 20 ancillaries in the ship Justice of Torin, whose consciousness was all of them, and they are on the last planet to be annexed. After this there's going to be no more annexing of planets, and past and the future slowly come to me as you figure out why she got separated from her ship and what she's going after. Those are the two important things. And it's just extremely interesting because the Breck character is like a computer, but honestly feels much more individual than that. Her relationship with the officers and with the people she meets on her journey, it's just very, very interesting because she has her own plans and she has to like get people to go along with her plans. Another interesting thing is culture, because obviously there are lots of planets and there are lots of different cultures, and what's interesting about Breck in terms of, it must be the culture of the body that she's in or something. I don't think it was the ship, but she uses the pronoun she and her for everyone. Like, it doesn't matter if they're male or female, she uses she or her. And it's confusing at first, but also like really, really cool because she doesn't really see gender the same way other people do, and when she's using other languages that do have a difference between she and he, she often gets it wrong, she often guesses gender wrong, she doesn't really see it that way. Another interesting thing about this book is the leader, Anander Miani. She has a lot of iterations of herself, kind of like the ancillaries. Like, there are lots of bodies that are her and that her consciousness controls, so I'm interested to learn more about this ancillary process because obviously she's using it in addition to the ships, but no other humans do, so that I want to know more about. And the last thing I have to say is that this book does a pretty good job of trying to show you and not tell you, but I will say there are times I feel like the author is like, hey, did you catch that underlying situation that was happening under the actual conversation? Like, it'll say stuff like, Breck really knew what they were trying to say, or like, it'll have these little lines where I'm like, the author is like injecting herself and being like, hey, did you notice that? And honestly, at first I like would go back and read it again to try to like catch what she was saying, but honestly after a while I was just like, no, and I just like kept reading, because if I didn't catch it the first time, like, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to figure out what hocus pocus she's trying to pull. So definitely look out for that. It was a little annoying because it was pretty persistent, but not a big enough deal to like truly matter. It's super fun book, and I'm gonna read the rest of the series, but I definitely noticed that. So if you want to check out Ancillary Justice, I would recommend it. It's a fun space opera sci-fi novel. Definitely gonna read the rest of the series, so I'll hopefully be able to talk about all of those soon. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.